Coming to you from our Eros Park studios in Windhoek, this is the Monday edition of Primetime News. Good evening and many thanks for making a date with me for the next 20 minutes as we deliver local, continental and global updates shaping our world. I'm Michael Madimba. In the lead tonight, President Nangolo Mbumba on Sunday joined Namibians and the African continent at large in commemorating Africa Public Service Day. Now, this year's Africa Public Service Day was commemorated under the theme, Empowering a Citizen-Centric Public Service for an Inclusive and Thriving 21st Century Africa, a journey of lifelong learning and technological transformation. Konjeni Mbinga filed our lead report.
In his message on the occasion of Africa Public Service Day, President Mbumba said on the day Namibians unite with the African continent to celebrate an important date on the calendar of African public servants. Adding that Namibian public servants can honor this day by upholding the values and professionalism of the public service they provide to citizens. Mbumba further called on public servants to embrace the continuity of technological innovation, learn to improve public service delivery to citizens and live by the institutional charters to deliver what they have promised to the nation in a rapidly changing global landscape. Mbumba further remarked that principles of good governance are upheld through the relentless dedication and tireless efforts of public servants and urged public servants to continuously improve the quality of services they provide to Namibian citizens and strengthen governance architecture to enable public servants to act in the best interest of the continent and its citizens. The head of state also called on public servants to continuously collaborate and work together to strengthen the capacity of the public sector while promoting professionalism, accountability, responsiveness, and the culture of high performance in public service. Konjeni Mbinga reporting for Primetime News.
Moving on to developments in the Namibian judiciary. The Windhoek High Court has declared the Namibian common law offence of sodomy unconstitutional and invalid in a judgment on Friday. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, and asexual, also known as LGBTQIA+ activist Frido Dausab, who challenged the sodomy common law crime, said the joint decision between judges Nate Ndawindapo, Claudia Klassen, and Shafimana Oitele has confirmed the promise of equality for all Namibians. Now, Primetime News producer Sylvia Hashandali was in attendance for this judgment and brings us this insert.
The court in its verdict stated that the inclusion of the crime of sodomy in Schedule 1 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 is declared unconstitutional and invalid.
A love that is respected by society, a love that they can take for a long way without hiding it or without being in secret. Love should never be a crime, so this is a great day for Namibia.
So I'm here, as I said, in my capacity as a social justice activist and to show solidarity for people that are discriminated based on their sexual orientation and gender identity. That's really why I'm here, because I am a very staunch human rights activist.
Magdalena Dauseb's mother of Dauseb shared that every Namibian deserves equal rights, stating that as a mother, she is happy that her child now has freedom to move and speak freely. Sylvia Shandali reporting for Primetime News.
Now, the European Union has allocated $6 million Namibian dollars for a 3-year project aimed at promoting and protecting the rights of the San communities in Namibia. The Legal Assistance Center, which will be implementing the project, held a 2-day workshop in Windhoek last week, marking the beginning of the project to advance the rights and empowerment of San communities.
The project will focus on empowering the San communities by providing them with the necessary legal tools and knowledge to assert their rights and engage more effectively with legal and governmental institutions. Legal Assistance Center Director Tony Hancock explained the critical importance of the project on Monday in addressing long-standing challenges faced by the San people in accessing justice and safeguarding their human rights. She said this project will focus on providing the tools to claim and access the rights to which the San are entitled. In doing so, it promotes sustainability. It is not only for us to give rights, but rather to provide the tools for the San to claim their rights. Sylvia Shondali reporting for Primetime News.
On to some East African continental updates. Kenya's President William Ruto said Sunday that he was ready for a conversation with thousands of peaceful young anti-tax protesters, prompting new calls from the movement's organizers to accept their demand to cancel the levies. AFP furnishes more.
I am very proud of our young people. They have stepped forward tribeless. They have stepped forward peaceful.
In his first public comments on the protests, President William Ruto, addressing protesters, said he would hold conversations with the youth so that together they can build a greater nation. Thus, Ruto said during a church service in the Rift Valley town of Nyahururu. His characterization of the protest as peaceful come after rights campaigners reported 2 deaths following Thursday's demonstration in Nairobi. Amnesty International Kenya on Sunday said that in the last 72 hours, protest organizers, content creators, medics, and protesters have been profiled, abducted, and detained in violation of Kenyan laws. The rights watchdog did not elaborate on the number of detainees, and there was no immediate comment by the police. Thursday's demonstrations were mostly peaceful, but officers fired tear gas and water cannons throughout the day to disperse protesters near Parliament. Several organizations, including Amnesty International Kenya, say that at least 200 people were injured in the protests in Nairobi, as thousands of people took to the streets across the country. After smaller demonstrations in Nairobi last Tuesday, the cash-strapped government agreed to roll back several tax increases laid out in a new bill. But Ruto's administration still intends to raise some taxes, saying they are necessary for filling the state coffers and cutting reliance on external borrowing. Konjeni Yambinga reporting for Primetime News.
Stay tuned for your top roundup with the business segment thereafter. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, your premier source for all things business related. Minister of Environment and Tourism Pohamba Shifeta said the public should look out for the opportunities available in the area of climate change provided in Namibia. He said this in his keynote speech during the Climate Change Short Courses Launch Program at the University of Namibia, or UNAM, earlier today.
To address these challenges, effective mechanism needs to be sought, and one of this one where we must equip ourselves with the knowledge and skills necessary to understand, adapt to, and mitigate the effects of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very crucial to acknowledge the critical role that learning and growth opportunities play in an effort to combat climate change and to foster sustainable development. Namibia offers various opportunities for learning and growth in the field of climate change. These opportunities are provided by academic institutions, governing programs, literally government programs that we have, including those NGOs and state-owned enterprises like AEF. Let us be more resilient, and also I want to emphasize more on opportunities for learning and growing in Namibia.
Now, Namibian consumers could be set in for a huge bonus as they might fork less for poultry products owing to a new entrant in the domestic poultry industry. In a speech read on his behalf, Minister Kali Schleitwein at the launch of the Kadila Poultry Farm in Okahandja on Friday called on the Meat Board, the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, and all industry players to ensure there is a robust domestic market for local production.
Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Kali Schleitwein, noted that it is crucial Namibians prioritize and support local products, fostering a self-sufficient and thriving agricultural sector. Moreover, he added the jobs created at the poultry farm will provide stable incomes for many families, contributing to the overall economic development of our country. The minister furthermore highlighted that Kadila Poultry Farm will increase Namibia's poultry production capacity, thereby reducing the country's reliance on imports, keeping more of the wealth within the country's borders, and strengthening the food supply chain. Kadila's Poultry Farm is a 100% Namibian-owned broiler producer that will operate a 6-house broiler farm with a capacity of producing 400 tons of poultry meat per month, and is expected to create over 350 jobs once fully operational. Sheila Berestrelo reporting for Primetime News.
That's all we had for tonight's top segment. It's now a look at what the weather has in store for us countrywide tomorrow, followed by a roundup of the latest economic news and the Sport Planet segment. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sport in action. We commence with Euro 2024 updates. Hosts Germany have been hit with fresh defensive concerns ahead of the last 16 clash, with centre-back Antonio Rudiger in doubt with a thigh injury. The German FA said today Rudiger would be in doubt for the match against a yet undetermined opponent in Dortmund on Saturday, from the side's training base in the Bavarian village of Herzogenaurach. Coach Julian Nagelsmann will need to find a new partnership in central defence, with Jonathan Tah already ruled out of the last 60 match due to a yellow card suspension. Germany qualified first in their group, having snatched a 1-0 draw with Switzerland, thanks to a stoppage time goal from Niklas Füllkrug on Sunday in Frankfurt. On to the world of rugby. Wales coach Warren Gatland earlier today named former rugby league star Regan Grace and his injury-hit 34-man squad for a rugby union tour of Australia. Gatland's men will play 2 tests against the Wallabies next month in Sydney and Melbourne, as well as a fixture against the Queensland Reds in Brisbane. 3 uncapped players have been named in the squad: hooker Ethan Daniel plus wingers Grace and Josh Hathaway. The 27-year-old Grace is a former rugby league player who switched course in 2022, but he has been hampered by serious injuries since. Up next is your sports roundup. This is where the primetime news docks for the Monday edition. Make it with me again tomorrow. A reminder to follow the on-screen prompts and subscribe to our platform for latest developments shaping our world. From myself, Michael Madimba, and my collective production crew behind the scenes, that's bye for now. Good night.